BPM 12C, you have this really cool feature you can use to define KPIs in your business process and then feed them into your business architecture models. This is Jaideep Ganguly at Fusion Applied, and in this video I'll walk you through the steps you need to take to do this. Now, one of the first things I'm going to do is to publish my project to the Process Asset Manager. The reason for this is that once I publish it to the Process Asset Manager, I can open the project in Composer and then add KPIs there. So I've logged into Composer now and opened my BPM project. You'll see that there's a KPIs menu for your project in Composer. Let's go into KPIs and see how to define a KPI. Now let's briefly talk about what a KPI is. A KPI, or a key performance indicator, can be used to evaluate a specific activity or process within your organization. Basically, you can use KPIs to indicate how well your business is doing or how well your process is doing. They can help you identify problem areas that need attention so that you can focus on those areas and improve the business process. In our example, we have a mortgage process, and I've defined a couple of KPIs: the number of loans processed per day and the total loan amount per day. Let's take a look at the total loan amount per day. So that's my KPI name. My KPI is at the process level. My process is the mortgage process. The KPI is based on the value in the loan amount measure. And what I'm measuring is the total loan amount per day. And then I've set up some target values. This is what I expect to sell per day, and this is the expected deviation. Once you've created your KPIs, you can save and publish your project back into the Process Asset Manager and then deploy your project. Once you deploy your project, if you open BAM Composer, you'll see your project, your BAM project in BAM Composer. And you'll also see the KPIs that you just defined in BPM Composer. Going back into BPM Composer, let's go back to our space. And this is where you can create a business architecture project. I've created one here. As you know, in a business architecture project, you can have enterprise maps, strategy models, and value chain models. I've created a strategy model here. Let me open this model. So I've defined my goal, objective, and strategy here, and I've linked my strategy to a value chain model. Let's take a look at this value chain model. And in this value chain model, I've linked one of the steps. Let's look at the properties for that. I've linked it to my BPM process. Now, how do I feed my KPIs from my actual implemented BPM process into my business architecture model? I can define a KPI for my processing step. Let's take a look at the details. I've defined my KPI as a roll-up KPI, and because I've defined it as my roll-up KPI, you'll see available KPIs, and these are the KPIs that are available for the roll-up. And in here, you'll see the KPIs from the BPM process that you linked to. So you'll select it, and just like you did in BPM, you can set target values for the KPI. So I've set the same values. I've set a deviation of 10%. Then I've set indicators for my KPI values. If it's greater than my set value for the target value, it's okay. If it's within the target value minus the allowed deviation, it's a warning. And if it's lesser than target value minus the deviation, it's danger. Once you define your KPI, you can publish your business architecture project to BAM as well. If you log into Composer now, the BAM Composer, you'll see the business architecture project in there. Once you've done this, your executable BPM KPIs will start getting rolled up into your business architecture KPIs. Now, how do I see the KPI values in here? How do I see if my process is performing well? You can see that in the Process Criticality Report. So you can see that my processing step has a danger indicator. If I click on that, it'll tell me why. It's because my total loan amount for the day was less than my expected value, my expected target value, minus the deviation. You can see the ranges here that we defined. That's the danger, that's the warning, and that's the OK. So now you see how you can feed back information from your executable business processes back into your business architecture models.